Why did Supreme do this? What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the Star Life and welcome to another video. Today we are going to go over Supreme Week 1. Now, this drop list actually was released by Drops by Jay last Wednesday, so I've already discussed all of these drops on my Instagram. I've discussed all the pieces. I've discussed my opinions about this drop. So if you do not follow me on Instagram, definitely change your life. Go follow me on there. I always go over the drop list first on my Instagram. Also, I'll be copying a lot of stuff this season and a lot of stuff this week because it seems like for some odd reason they decided to drop almost everything good from the lookbook week 1. So hopefully I'll be able to acquire all of it. Like I said, make sure you go follow me on there. That'll be somewhere on the screen and in the description below. I will be taking some extremely dope photos in a lot of these pieces. And while you're following me on my personal Instagram, make sure you follow me on my resale page as well, which is Robotussin Poppy. That's gonna be somewhere on the screen and in the description below as well. That's where I resell a lot of the Supreme, and I haven't been posting stuff lately because I got some stuff in store for you guys, but stay tuned. Trust me, we got some treats on the way. I got some good deals on Robotussin Poppy coming, so make sure you follow Robotussin Poppy and turn on post notifications for both those Instagrams, and make sure you follow me on my Twitter too, man. While you're going on this follow spree, make sure you follow me on my Twitter. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of polls all week discussing what's gonna be dropping, getting people's opinions on what they think is gonna sell out first and what they want more, so that way you can kind of gauge what you want to go for this week. Now, this week kind of leaves me in a little bit of a pickle because there are items that I want for my personal collection and there are also items that I want to resell. I haven't quite figured out the order that I'm going to acquire everything in, but we will go over like sweatshirts and jackets first, and then we'll get into other pieces. We'll just kind of try to work our way down and work our way through this drop list by section. First up for the jackets, we have this gradient jacket. Now this thing is absolutely atrocious. I think the idea is extremely dope, and if you like these color combinations, then I do think this would be a cool purchase. However, for me personally, I'm just not a fan of the colors they chose, and I will say that my favorite of the three is definitely like the blue, like to sunset looking one. I think that's the best one, but I like the idea, I like the concept, I'm just not a fan of the way that it was executed. Now this jacket does have Supreme stitched in on the back of it, and it is tonal stitching, so it's barely noticeable. I saw someone say like, oh, the branding kind of ruined it for me, which I don't really understand. Like, no disrespect to that individual, but I just didn't quite understand that because it's not really noticeable. Like, to me, when people will say that, it just seems like it's them trying really hard to not look like a hype beast. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't try to look like anything. Like, just be what you are, wear what you like. If you like the colors, the tonal stitching on the back of it really shouldn't deter you from buying this piece. You guys know me, I don't mind branding. I actually kind of like branding unless it's done in a lazy manner. Like, for example, this jacket just says Supreme 1,000 times. It's in all these different fonts. It doesn't really flow. It looks kind of awkward. I don't mind branding at all, but this would be an example of something, in my opinion, that is just over the top branding. And I mean, like, I like other pieces that are branded. For example, the FTP all over print hoodie. I think those are sick. I don't mind the branding because a lot of the times when it comes to the brand, I don't mind supporting a brand if it releases stuff that I think is dope. And if their branding is implemented in a clean way, to me, it's not that big of a deal. However, like I said, this faux fur jacket is absolute trash. That being said, some people will probably get on my head for this, but I will be trying to acquire this piece only for a photo. I just have a cool photo idea for it, which is why I want to acquire it. Now, we have these jackets right here. These are their infantry jackets. I am not a huge fan of these. I like the style. However, this camo in particular, I'm not a fan of. I don't really like the white streaks, and then the other one just to me looks like a lab coat. They are dropping some matching pants with this as well. And once again, I will not be acquiring these either. Speaking of matching sets, they're also dropping the Vibrations Corduroy jacket and pants, and I think that both of these are extremely dope. I love the graphic on these. I think that just in general, I love corduroy materials. I love the jacket. I think that the design is pretty sick. It has this like grunge punk vibe. I'm hoping to get the whole suit in the red color. I will probably go for this last just because I don't think it'll really sell out that quickly, so I'm not too worried about acquiring it. And it's something that I like, but if I take the L, I'm not tripping on too hard. Speaking of corduroy, we do also have the Old English Corduroy Varsity jackets. Now, these for me, it's my favorite piece. I'm not gonna go for it right away just because I don't feel like it's gonna sell out as quickly as some of the other items that I want, but this is one of my favorite pieces from the season. I'm hoping to get 2 of this jacket actually, so if anyone is willing to sell this jacket to me for retail, I will be looking for either the black one with the white text or the red one with the purple text. They're also dropping the corner track pant and the corner track jacket. Now, I think this is kind of cool. It's decent. It's got Supreme embroidered on the corner right there. However, in my personal opinion, I'm not a fan of these colorways. Now, one of the more hyped pieces that I will be going for first includes the green skull hoodie, but they're also dropping the leather bomber, the hoodie, the bandana, and the shorts. Now, I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna cop. I might try to cop the hoodie and the shorts but just in general, these pieces are going to go a little bit quicker, and these are going to be one of the more limited pieces of the season, or of the drop. And I don't really like saying that because I know that might encourage some of you guys to go for that piece first, but I do really like this graphic, and I'm hoping to go for that in my first cart. If you guys are not familiar with this graphic, this was popularized by Juicy J in the Stay Fly music video, and on top of that, Travis Scott was recently seen wearing the actual original t-shirt from Liquid Blue. So I don't know, this graphic is pretty popular right now. I like it. I think my favorite of these pieces definitely has to be the hoodie because it does glow in the dark, and I just think that's a sick touch. Speaking of hoodies, we do have some sick hoodies dropping. We got the Illegal Business Controls America hoodie. Now, I see a lot of people that love this hoodie, but they don't seem to know the history behind it. I'm going to be doing a video very soon, probably this week. If you guys want to see that, make sure you smash that like button down below, discussing the history behind this graphic and how this ties in with some other pieces that Supreme has dropped in the past. As you guys may know, this is not the first Illegal Business Controls America hoodie. They do have the OG one, which is a zip up, and it's got the all over print going all the way around it. I don't know, man. I saw people trying to tax for this on Grailed, and I said this on Instagram, and of course it's already happening, but people were trying to charge like $600-700 for this piece, which is absolutely absurd. If you try to charge that, you either A, are trying to get over on people, or B, you just don't know that this is not the OG, and the OG only goes for $400 to $600. So why would you buy this one for $600? But I've seen it drop drastically, and it'll continue to drop, especially after it drops. If you really, really want one and you are not able to get it, I'm sure you'll be able to find a pretty good deal. It's not going to be $600 or $700. Also, this comes in a plethora of colors, so it's not like the other hoodies where it comes in like 3 or 4 colors. This comes in freaking 7 different colors. I see the red one a lot, the black one a lot. I don't know which one's gonna sell out first, and I don't even know which one I'm gonna go for yet. I might get the red one just because I got the red Arabic logo stashed away, so maybe I'll cop that. We will see. I forgot to go over one of these jackets, by the way. One of the other jackets that are dropping are the tape seam jackets. This jacket is pretty popular. I don't really like a lot of the colors, which seems to be a common theme with this season. I like the white one with the red stripe. I like the black one, of course. I mean, none of the colors are terrible, but just in my opinion, I feel like they could have done some better colors. Back to the hoodies, we got this right here, which is the like corner logo or something. Basically, it's got the little side pockets, and then it has like a Supreme little like thing stitched in on the pocket. It's kind of small, it's kind of tiny. They also have some matching pants to go along with these that all come in the exact same color. I do think that a lot of the sweats are pretty clean, but once again, I'll probably not be acquiring any of those. They're dropping this Supreme hoodie that's got Supreme stitched in. I cannot recall the name of it, but it's got a bunch of different colors, a plethora of colors, and I like this hoodie. I like a lot of the color combinations. However, I'm not a big fan of the font that they chose, so once again, I might be passing on this. They're dropping this Supreme Crewneck. This thing is absolutely trash. Like, yeah, this thing is disgusting. It just says Supreme in big letters wrapping all the way around. I'm not a fan of this piece. Once again, I just don't like the graphic. I think it's kind of lazy. I don't know, man. Just to me, it didn't feel like they put much thought into that piece. These flannels are okay, but once again, I'm not a big fan of the colors. These cardigans are absolutely disgusting. I hate these. I hate this knitted sweater as well. I will say one thing that I thought I was gonna hate, but after I looked it up online, I actually kind of liked is this shadow striped long sleeve. This piece is sick. It's just got the classic logo on there. It's got the shadow stripe. I do think some of the colors could be a little bit better, but I don't know, man. I mean, like, if it had the black one with the same color or like the color gradient as the white one, that'd be pretty clean. But I think if I was to pick any of them, I would have to go with that blue one. I might end up acquiring that for the personal, who knows. They're dropping these polos that have these like sleeve stripes. These to me are okay. They have Supreme branding on their wrists, but for me personally, I will probably not acquire any of these. One piece I do really like are these hockey jerseys. Now, I love hockey jerseys. As you can see, I'm wearing this one right here. This is one of the sicker like hockey jerseys that I have. It's like some Russian hockey player. I don't know. Anyways, I love this. I'm probably only going for the pink one. I think it's the Ank hockey jersey, but the other colorways are like the Mighty Duck colorways, and I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of those pieces, but that pink and that gold is definitely super clean, so I'm hoping to acquire that. They're dropping this tee right here, which is definitely a copy of an FTP tee. As you can see, they are very, very similar, almost exact actually. There are examples of things that they have done that copy things, like even some of the tees this season, right? Like the necklace tee. That is a ripoff from the Saliva Every 6 Seconds album, and I don't mind that because it's just kind of cool to see something that doesn't have a lot of attention get some attention because Supreme is ripping it. However, with this, they're ripping off another clothing brand that's like, that doesn't really need the attention. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that personally, but that's just my opinion. Speaking of necklace tee, they're dropping a bunch of other tees as well. They're dropping this like Supreme Arc logo tee. They're dropping the Mom tee. Those are gonna be a little bit more expensive. Looks like they're dropping the tee that has the blue camo. I can't quite see what tee that is, honestly. I'll try to put it on the screen. I'm gonna obviously have to find it, but It comes in a plethora of colors, as you can see on the screen. It looks like they're dropping a half zip as well. I can't really tell if it's a half zip or a polo, but like I said, once again, I'll be putting it on the screen, so I will be finding it. They're dropping this knitted sweater. I'm not a big fan of these. They're dropping these pants. Once again, I'm not a fan of these. I will say, however, they are dropping these washed pants, and I'm definitely a fan of these. I think these pants are extremely sick. I need that floral pant. I'm hoping to acquire that. I think it's gonna be a sick piece. Also, they are dropping the matching camp caps that do match with those pants, and later on, they'll be dropping a trench coat that matches with those pants as well. I like that graphic. It has this kind of like Japanese garden vibe to it, and I just think it's a sick graphic. Since I did not finish going over the tees, I'll go over the rest of those. They got the winter chicken dinner tee, which I'm not a fan of. They got the metal chair tee, which I'm not a fan of. They have the jellyfish tee, which I'm not a fan of. Since I'm not a fan of a lot of these tees, I'll go over the rest of them. They got the cards tee. Once again, I am not a fan. They got the charts tee that is just, it just seems lazy. Once again, not a fan. They have this long sleeve tee that looks like some Quicksilver or Billabong shit, and I'm once again not a fan. But they are dropping a couple tees that I am a fan of. For example, like I said, I do enjoy the necklace tee, but I also like the Prodigy tee. Shout out to Mobb Deep. Rest in peace. As you guys know, he passed away last year in 2017. I'm also a fan of the Molotov cocktail tee. This is actually a graphic used on a Rage Against the Machine shirt. And last but not least, they got the Fuck the World tee. It's just a clean, simple, branded, embroidered t-shirt. I think those are all the clothing items, except for, of course, the Hanes tees and the Hanes boxers, which are coming in a checkered pattern this season, so that's kind of dope. I know a lot of people are pretty hyped on that. However, I would not worry about going for those. They're going to have plenty of stock, so you can get those in your like last cart, or you can probably even acquire them next week and the week after that. Now, when it gets to the headgear for your head top, they got the beanies. The beanies this season are absolutely disgusting. Both the ones that are dropping first week are trash. They are dropping a couple decent hats. None that I really care about. I mean, some of them are okay, but honestly, the only ones that I actually care about would have to be the S logo and then the washed camp that's got that little pattern all over it. These S logos come in a bunch of different colors. I think these S logos are extremely sick. Other than that, a lot of these hats are trash, especially the one that matches the faux fur. Like, that is just so disgusting. The belt they're dropping this season is pretty sick. It's got this like bedazzled Supreme all over that thing. I think that thing is crazy. Some Rockstar shit. Comes in some pretty sick colors as well. Since the belt is an accessory, we'll talk about the other accessories they are dropping. They're dropping these stacked cups. I don't know, I'll probably go for these for resale, but I don't really care to get these. They're dropping the inflatable lamp, which I'm somewhat curious about. They're dropping the Zippo, which has a lot of hype, but they always have a ton of Zippo, so I don't really see those selling out instantly. I mean, even the diamond cut ones had a lot of hype, and yeah, it's just expensive. Like, no one really wants to pay $60 for a Zippo. They're dropping the Supreme keychain, they're dropping the Supreme necklace, and this season the Supreme necklace is actually pretty decent, which is nice because the last 2 seasons, the Supreme necklaces have been garbage, absolute garbage. They're dropping these grip work gloves, which I think are trash. They're dropping these, like, cases, which I think are pretty nice. I like last season's cases a little bit better, but still, any of the little Hype Beast cases I like grabbing just because I use those to store like receipts in and stuff like that. It's like a way to keep my desk or keep my work area looking clean. I do like the fact that these look like they are stackable, so that's pretty nice as well. And last but not least, we have the decks and the bags. Now, I think the decks are going to be one of the first things to go, and I think they will go in the order of the Supreme Green Skulls Pile skateboard deck, like a little box logo deck. Obviously, that only comes in one color, so it's going to be more limited. Then after that, the Illegal Business Controls America decks will go. Then last but not least, or definitely, actually, it's 100% least. I don't know why I said that. Last but definitely least, we have the Winter Chicken Dinner decks. Now, I think these decks are trash because I don't like the tea, but I know some people disagree. Now, the other 2 decks I am hoping to acquire. However, I don't know if I'm going to go for them first. Although I think these will be one of the best items to get for resale. I don't know, man. I don't really want to acquire these pieces and then take an L on some of the pieces that I plan on getting. Especially, like, because I want some of the stuff for my personal collection, you know? Now, we also have these bags. These bags, I think a lot of people will go for first, which is fine with me because they're going to have so much stock that I'm not really worried about taking an L. Supreme bags normally don't sell out instantly because they make so many of them. Now, that being said, if you really, really want these bags, don't quote me on that. Don't go for other things and then say like, oh, Jacob, you said that you didn't think the bags were gonna sell out. That's just my opinion, and they restock bags later in the season. For me, it's not a big deal, but I do plan on going for one of every bag. I'm hoping to get a backpack, both duffels, because they're coming in 2 sizes, and then of course I hope to get the waist bag and the shoulder bag. So yeah, that's everything, man. That is the full drop list. As you guys can see, it's a big drop list. There's a lot of stuff that I plan on copying. There are 2 or 3 things for my personal collection, and then there are a lot of items that I want to get for the page. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you guys check out my Instagram. My Instagram's @thestarlife, and then also make sure you check out my personal resale page, which is Robotussa and Poppy. Both those will be somewhere on the screen and in the description below. Make sure you follow me on Twitter as well, because I will be doing doing polls all week discussing these drops so you guys can see what people's opinions are and what hoodies they want more, what people think are gonna sell out quicker, and you kind of gauge what you want to go for based off those polls. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it from the top and bottom of my heart, and as always, keep living the star life.